Okay, so you would need product photos for a web store. But how should you take them? And how you can make the products look attractive? This is the Camera User's Guide to Product Photography. We will cover the basic techniques so that you can start filling up the web store. What we have here is a really simple and fairly inexpensive setup. A camera on a tripod and some white cardboard lit by two LED panels. You can use just about any camera, and you can replace the LED panels with any light sources, like flashes or lamps. Just remember that when using multiple lights, you should make sure that the light from them are the same color. The best is to use copies of the same light. The cardboard is bent and taped into a form of a light box. You can buy a ready-made light box from a photography store, but this cardboard solution works fine too. If you need to photograph bigger items like clothing on models, then you are better off with a studio set like a seamless on stands. The same tips apply, the set is just bigger. We want a nice soft even lighting on the product, so we have two lights directed to the diffusion cardboard from slightly above the product. Soft light means that the light fall off is gradual and it won't make hard shadows. Basically, bigger light source will produce softer light. Here the light source is this whole diffusion cardboard. You can adjust how much contrast or depth you want to the lighting by changing the lighting ratio. That means making the light sources different brightness. Here you can do that by taking one light further away from the product or turning the power down. The advantage of using continuous light instead of flash is that you can see the effects of the changes you make to the lighting when making them. Let's configure the camera. If you're not sure how aperture and shutter speed affects, you can first watch my camera settings video. You can find the link below. Let's get into the settings. If you know basic photo editing, shoot raw images if possible, so that you can set the white balance in the photo just right in post-production. In product photography, we normally want the whole product in focus, so we won't be using the smallest f-stop numbers. To make the preview images on the camera look more accurate, I take a custom white balance with a sheet of white paper on the spot where the product will be. Then ISO should be low for the best image quality. I use the native ISO of this camera, which is 100. Then I adjust the shutter speed so that I can get the exposure that I want. I don't have to worry if the shutter speed is long, because the camera is on a tripod. You also have to think about the angle. You can add the three-dimensional feel to the photo by shooting the product a bit from above and in an angle. Or you can go for a more two-dimensional look and shoot straight on from the product's level, like this. The difference between a basic product photo and eye-catching photo that sells comes from positioning the camera and lights just right. One important tip is that you should make sure that the product looks its best. It should be in perfect condition and clean. If you're shooting a difficult item like this perfume bottle that shows a lot of reflections, you should make sure that the reflections are showing your background color and not the environment. In a lightbox setting like this, it's easy because there is white on almost every side. With glass objects, you would also generally light those from the back to get rid of some of the reflections. And again, you can affect how the shape looks like by moving the lights. This is shot with the lights straight from the sides, and on this shot the lights are on a 45-degree angle behind the object. And now that we have our light set up, I can show you that you can take this same image with a smartphone. And see, it looks just the same. You can also attach your phone to a tripod with one of these smartphone tripod mounts. A tripod makes it easier to make small adjustments to the camera position. There are many stylistic choices you need to make before shooting. You choose, for example, the lights, angles and the background. But you shouldn't make all of these decisions for every image separately, since there should be a cohesive style across all of the main images. If you, for example, choose to show shadows of the products, try to stay consistent with your choice. But here I only talked about the main photo that shows up on the product listing page. On the individual product pages, you can make the photos a bit different if you like. You can show the product on fitting environment, show it in use, or just add some props. The main photo needs to be good so that the product page is visited. The product page photos then make the sale. For those, you should use the same tactics as for any other sale. Show the important features and the benefits of using the product. You can, for example, add some text to the photos pointing out the most important things. Here is an example with the perfume bottle, so you get what I mean. A good full product page photo set would include the main listing image, the product in use, and somehow show its features and benefits. For more complex, interesting lighting, you can also try light painting methods. Light painting is, like the name suggests, painting with light. You can make a multiple second exposure and then you can shine bursts of light to different areas of the product in different angles. This way you can create interesting lighting with a single light and some trial and error. Additionally, special objects require different skills. Like for photographing tiny products, you might need macro techniques like focus stacking. But because a product can be anything, we can't go through every special situation you might face. But I hope these tips and examples helped you a bit in your quest for a beautiful, effective web store. If this video was interesting, leave a like and subscribe to the Camera User to see more videos